Right now at noon, students in Joplin head back to class. We'll take you to Soaring Heights Elementary for their first day back. And we've got some rain showers out there, a few more than we anticipated. Not that that's a bad thing. We'll take a look at that and the cloud cover and these temperatures coming up. And city leaders in Miami discuss the future of the Miami Senior Center.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Back to school continued across the 4 states this morning. Thank you for joining us for the KOAM News at Noon. I'm Chris Warner. Joplin Public Schools students reported back to class this morning. This is a look from outside Soaring Heights Elementary as those kids arrived. Teachers and staff welcome students back with open arms.
We want the first day of school to be filled with lots of hugs and high fives, big smiles, and reminders of how much we love our students. Our teachers have been just anxiously awaiting their arrival, so we want them to feel that love when they come.
Administrators tell us 420 students are currently enrolled at Soaring Heights. They expect that number to increase to about 450 by the end of the year. State of Oklahoma is releasing money to improve security at schools. It comes after reports the state's Department of Education refused to let districts keep unused money from the school security revolving fund. That fund was created in the wake of the deadly school shooting in Uvalde, Texas in 2022 and authorized $50 million for schools over a 3-year period. Now the state's Attorney General delivered an official opinion that districts should be able to carry over those funds from 1 year to the next. Pitt State is offering students free access to online mental health services. For the first time, the university is partnering with TELUS Health, a company developed for college student mental health. All students have to do is log in using their Pitt State credentials, and they're able to access master's level counselors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That can be done through a text chat, over the phone, or through video. There's also still an option for an in-person session through the Student Health Center. And the Miami Senior Center is retaining control of itself, at least for now. The Miami City Council last night discussed if the Senior Center should be turned over to the city or the Peoria tribe. The center is a nonprofit that provides exercise programs, dance, and other social activities to seniors, but due to a lack of funds, it can't continue its programs. However, the city decided that for now it will continue on its own, but could go to the city if they can't continue to operate.
It's important for us as a community. It's important for us as a city. I know the tribes are involved and they just want the Senior Citizen Center to be successful. No matter how it happens, I think if we pull together as a team, we can all still make it happen.
The center is the current home of the Docks organization, which delivers food to over 100 seniors per day. If the center gets taken over, that program would have to find a new location. And we've had some clouds and we've had some showers out there this afternoon. Made it just a few more than what we anticipated, but that's thanks to a little wave that brought in a little extra moisture. The good news is it's bringing showers to parts of southeast Kansas that really need it. Starting with a live look from the MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line in Joplin, looking pretty good so far. A mix of sun and clouds out there. And you can see that from our camera on the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. We actually had a few more clouds about 20-30 minutes ago, but those are beginning to break up a bit ahead of some additional clouds. We're getting sunshine also from the KDOT camera, 69 in Kansas Crossing. So here's a look at some of the more organized shower activity across southeastern Kansas down into northeastern Oklahoma, and a few spotty showers on the Missouri side of things. We actually did have even a few thunderstorms through Elk, Chautauqua, and even into Washington County earlier, but that has since cleared out. Started yesterday at 70, made it up to 86 degrees, and temperatures right now not too bad. 78 in Joplin, 77 in Pittsburgh. Temperatures around the region, upper 70s and some low 80s. Of course, where we had the rain earlier, Sedan, for example, sitting at 73. As we go through the rest of the evening, eventually the clouds will begin to clear out. We're looking at mostly clear skies, temperatures falling into the upper 60s by late tonight. We're going to stay below average at least for a couple more days, and then that summer heat returns. We'll go over all those details in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. And a ceremonial roll call to nominate Vice President Kamala Harris as the party's presidential candidate is scheduled for today as the Democratic National Convention enters its second day. Democrats formally nominated her in a virtual roll call earlier this month. Caroline Cummings is in Chicago with the latest on the convention.
We are moving forward.
Vice President Kamala Harris made a surprise appearance at day one of the Democratic National Convention to express her gratitude to President Biden.
Joe, thank you for your historic leadership, for your lifetime of service to our nation.
The president was greeted with an extended standing ovation when he took the stage before explaining his reason for stepping aside.
I love the job, but I love my country more.
Addressing the convention that until very recently was planned for him, President Biden enthusiastically threw his support behind his number 2.
Selecting Kamala was the very first decision I made when I became our nominee. And it was the best decision I made my whole career.
There were also speeches from union leaders, elected officials, and the party's 2016 nominee, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who reminded the crowd Harris has the potential to become the nation's first woman president.
This is when we break through.
Outside of the convention center, Chicago police made a handful of arrests after people protesting the war in Gaza breached a security perimeter. Last night's program ran way behind schedule, something organizers will look to tighten up, with former President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle Obama speaking tonight.
I was in tears over Hillary Clinton. I'm probably going to be in tears over hearing Obama.
Vice President Harris and Governor Tim Walz are scheduled to campaign in Milwaukee tonight, in the spot where Republicans held their convention last month. The rally will be beamed into the DNC. Caroline Cummings, CBS News, Chicago.
Now, former Trump White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham confirmed to CBS News that she will be speaking at the DNC tonight. A Harris campaign official says she will be one of several Republicans, including former Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger, who will be sharing remarks on why they are supporting Harris. Have that story. And kitchen. Well, as children across the 4 states head back to school, they're not alone. A lot of germs will be joining them in the classroom. So how can you keep your family healthy? KOAM's Tanya Bach gives us a dose of prevention from the experts.
Where are you going? Are you going to do the monkey bars? Come on, go to the next one.
Chelsea Walker is enjoying the final days of summer vacation with her 2 boys, Corbin and Elijah. But with the new school year comes the same old fear.
I mean, it's inevitable. Corbin has a great immune system. Elijah does not. So I worry about Elijah getting sick a lot this year with Corbin going back to school.
It never fails. When kids go back to school, they tend to bring home a lot more than homework. Germs, bacteria, and viruses that can lead to pink eye, flu bugs, and a constant stream of colds.
Elijah's been sick a lot. We were like last Christmas, we ended up in the hospital, and then it was almost like clockwork. Every month after that, we would end up in the hospital. He caught every single virus. And like a lot of the time, parents don't realize that whenever your kids come home, they might not show symptoms, but then they just bring it home too.
Prevention is key, and with 80% of infectious diseases spread by touch, hand washing is important. Mercy pediatrician Dr. Omar Mohammed says there are other things you can do too to keep your family's health in check. For example, setting a strict nighttime routine.
Following a schedule to making sure we're getting 8 hours of undisturbed sleep will not only help us feel better in the morning, but also limit our fogginess when it comes to learning new things and whatnot.
Trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? Try putting your screens down at least 1 hour before bedtime. That gives your brain a chance to wind down and signals your body that it's time to sleep.
But what we don't realize is if we do not follow that sleep pattern that our brain is used to, our melatonin, natural melatonin production goes down, and that may keep us awake.
And when it's time to wake up, don't forget breakfast.
The carbohydrates that we take, our brain uses that as fuel. Our brain is the only organ in the body that relies heavily on carbohydrates to process information or be awake and help us learn new things.
Dr. Mohammed says after a day of learning, healthy snacks high in protein, carbohydrates, and natural sources are best.
Fruit snacks is huge, and then watermelon and cantaloupe. We try to do fruits and stuff like that, and of course if he really wants, he likes popcorn too, and just little stuff until not something so much on his stomach that it's going to ruin his dinner.
Walker's family is swinging into another school year, aiming high.
Another underdog? You're already going really high.
And preparing to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Tanya Bach, KOAM News.
Now, Dr. Mohammed also recommends staying hydrated and getting a daily dose of vitamin C. Well, still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Looking for just the right thing to bring to this year's family potluck dinner? We've got it. And if it doesn't make you the most popular relative, I don't know what will.
And we are also going to be talking about temperatures staying below normal for now when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So some of you are dealing with some rain showers today. Some of you dealing with just the partly to mostly cloudy skies like what we've been seeing in Joplin in the downtown area. And we are now seeing these showers across the area this afternoon as well. So as we mentioned earlier, had a little disturbance kick in. It brought in a little more moisture than was originally anticipated. And again, it's not been a bad thing because we've needed some extra rain, especially across portions of southeast Kansas. Now, on the Missouri side, at least right now, just a few stray showers, Butler, Stockton, Greenfield. That's really about it. We're getting more of the cloud cover than we are of the rain showers. Now we go over to the Kansas side. So Girard, Pittsburgh, Oswego, you are up next for some rain out there. Columbus, if it holds together, it'll be coming in later. It may also make it to Joplin later. South of Parsons, outside of Independence, getting into Coffeyville right now as well, some of the shower activity. And we've still got some decent rainfall around Bartlesville, Newata, again back toward Coffeyville. Veneta about to get in on some rain. And again, Miami could make it to you. But this whole complex, once you take this back in time, has been progressively dying out. We even had some thunderstorm activity that kind of skirted through parts of Chautauqua and Washington counties out there. Nothing strong or severe, of course, but you can see that it's kind of in a dying state, all associated with this whole batch right through here. So we'll see how far it can make it. One way or the other, though, some of us getting some shower activity. Future Track trying to paint an idea as to what that shower activity could look like. Now, it's going a little late in time to 5 o'clock. I think if any of this makes it through, it's going to be closer to 4. And then quickly after that, though, skies will clear through the evening and overnight. We'll go mostly clear, just a few clouds, have that east-southeast breeze, and we'll be dry. As we go into our Wednesday, we're still looking at partly cloudy skies and eventually mostly clear skies across the region, and temperatures will be remaining below normal out there as well. And that'll be the case again, at least into Thursday, though Thursday we're going to be just a wee bit warmer. Could see a few more clouds, so partly to possibly mostly cloudy skies for some of the day, and then we'll have that late day clearing that's going to take place. Temperatures right now, again, where we saw the rain, Sedan a little cooler at 73, but everyone else upper 70s and low 80s. Keep in mind, average high is 90, so we're not looking to make that. Against an isolated shower storm, still possible. We're not going to rule that out there. Highs mid-upper 80s for most of us. East breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Heading into the evening and overnight hours, mostly clear skies, cool temperatures. Average low again, about 69. Again, we're not significantly off of average, but we're cooler than average instead of hotter, which is always a nice thing. Back into low 60s out there. Heading into our Wednesday, another nice day. Temperatures below normal, but still warm. Mid-upper 80s. I have a few clouds out there. Southeast breeze 5 to 10. Now, here's the problem we're facing. The heat will eventually return. It is still August, and yeah, take a look at that heading into the weekend. So we're again below normal through Thursday. We get into Friday. We're starting to go into the low 90s out there. Then we start seeing mid 90s heading into next week. Could even have a few locations into the upper 90s as well, which would not be pleasant. And on top of that, you see all those pop-up storm chances. Well, remember, those pop-up storms fueled by the daytime heating and by the extra moisture in the air. When we have that higher humidity, higher dew point, we end up with unpleasant heat index values as well. So something we'll have to keep an eye on as we head into the weekend and next week. But either way you paint it, it's going to start to get hot in the next few days. Let's check your forecast, but you want to make sure you stick around because we are making bacon and cheddar deviled eggs in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, there's a number of folks who enjoy a good deviled egg, especially around the holidays, but even during the summertime, why not? And today, Howard is showing us how to make these. They're bacon and cheddar deviled eggs in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Summer potluck parties means lots of friends and family, fun in the sun, and the part that everyone looks forward to the most, lots of good food. So if you're invited to one and need something to bring, here's an idea. How about fancied up deviled eggs. Yup, these are so good, they'll earn you the title of MVP at this year's bash. We start by hard cooking a dozen eggs. Now, if you're one of those folks who thinks hard-boiled eggs are difficult, think again. All we do is place the eggs in a large pot, cover them with water, and bring them to a boil. Once they start to boil, turn off the heat, cover them, and let them sit for about 12 minutes for large eggs or 15 for extra large ones. Then drain them well, add some ice, and this will make peeling them a breeze. After cutting them in half and placing the yolks in a bowl, we add some mayo, sour cream, Dijon mustard, and a bit of black pepper. After it's mixed, we add some crumbled bacon, shredded cheddar, and a bit of chives. Do these look amazing or what? I have a pretty good feeling that these are going to be the first dish to disappear. They're that good. To get the recipe for our bacon and cheddar deviled eggs, simply visit our website and get ready for lots of oohs and ahs. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a bacon and egg lover's way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, you can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. All you have to do is head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Now, here's a look at the 4-state market prices. All right, a few isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder continuing for a little bit, and then we'll start to clear out tonight. Below normal temperatures through Thursday. That summer heat returns back to low mid-90s heading into the weekend and next week. Pop-up storm chances also equals higher humidity, so we're going to have to keep an eye on those heat index values as well as summer makes a return to the 4 states in the next few days.
We knew it was inevitable, but boy, it's been nice to have these relatively cooler temperatures.
It has been a nice break from everything, and you've got a nice list of stories tonight at 5.
Yeah, a lot coming up at 5. For starters, former President Donald Trump takes his campaign to Michigan to discuss crime and safety. Plus, Pitt State is connecting students returning to campus with local resources. And the Joplin Police Department is welcoming some new members to its police force. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
All right, Dow, thank you. And thank you for joining us for the KOAM News at noon. As Dow mentioned, we'll be right back here at 5 o'clock. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your day.